Let's Science is brought to you by the StarQuest Production Network and is made possible by our many generous patrons. If you'd like to support the podcast, please visit sqpn.com/give.
3, 2, 1.
We live in a universe of scientific wonders.
Every day, scientists are inching towards breakthroughs which can change our lives.
We're playing our small part in sharing these wonders with you.
That's why today is a fine day for science.
So let's science.
Caroline, tell us all about, what is it now? It's AI Jetson kind of style robots, isn't it?
It is like a Jetson style AI home helper robot, which I have to be honest about. I am super excited and I want this to happen because I could do with some help around the house. And if I have to talk to a robot all day, that is perfectly fine with me. Anyway.
Caroline, you've seen where this leads to, right? You have seen the movies, right? Where this goes, right?
Yeah, it might be okay this time.
As long as the house is clean, yeah.
I go by the Jetsons cartoon, okay? Not by those things, okay?
I would love a Rosie, yeah. I'd be very happy with a Rosie,
the best. Jetsons
all
actually...
Right, Mr. J.
Yeah, that's it. It epitomizes what my life should be like. Like those cars that you just drive around in space and you've got robots and you've got... The
Jetson cars, my favourite thing about them always was that when George Jetson got to work, he'd press a button and it would fold into a suitcase.
Yes.
And he'd put it into a
That solves the parking problem.
I want that. I just want to carry my car in a suitcase. It's so good.
There's so much in that show, reality TV show, that we should just should take on board. Anyway, so this particular one is from a Norwegian startup company called X1. And they've developed a humanoid robot that's specifically designed to complete mundane household tasks. So finally, we used to watch the Jetsons as kids, and I always thought having a Rosie in the house now would be so good. And like I mentioned, I'm waiting for the hover vehicles. And
that's just saying at the start of this year, Caroline.
Let's get on
2025. I haven't seen anything futuristic
I
yet.
know. I've been waiting. I've been since the 80s.
True. Okay. Yes, we have been. Yes, we have.
Yes, we have. We'll keep waiting.
Yep.
So this robot is human-like in appearance. He's dressed in an all-white knitted bodysuit and his face appears like a black glass screen. And he's got 2 cameras for eyes. He's very sleek looking, not scary at all. Just kind of actually pretty evil sort of, actually. Yeah. Okay. I might dress mine up a bit if I get one. Anyway. Yeah. So its name is Neo Gamma, and it's designed to perform those tasks that you just wish someone else would do. So they've released a promotional video. It was
sorry.
No.
The task that you do, all right, it says here, all right, and
I will get to it. I'll get to those tasks.
Okay, all right, you get to it. All right, I'll hold the thought. I will hold the thought.
Just hold it till after. We'll get there.
Okay, I'll hold the thought. Go for it.
There. So a promotional video was released on February 21, and it shows the sequence of events as it interacts with the family. So listen to this. Lindsay, I will tell you what he does. So
you go. All right.
So first it comes to life, and it wakes up, realizes it's needed. Then it goes to the kitchen, puts on the kettle, makes a cup of tea or coffee for its owners. Then, yes, perfect.
That's the part where I got excited.
Then you see it performing chores in a house, such as straightening up a painting while its owner directs its placement. It then gets on with the other household chores. So we see it carrying a basket of washing, vacuuming, washing the windows, which is I really need someone to help me with that one.
Anyone that can wash the
Yeah. And then after performing these tasks, it helps one of its owners carrying in the groceries after a shopping trip. After that, it then presents its owners with a lovely bottle of wine to go with their dinner.
Hello.
It then places the car keys where they belong, because us humans just can't put our car keys in the right place. But our lovely robot man will put them in the right place. And then it will go and wipe down the bench, because we're messy people. So he's going to wipe up the bench after us. And then after that, we'll have a well-deserved rest sitting on the couch while the owners have their dinner. So the video really highlights really well how this robot would be able to help around the house. Oh, Lindsay,
Yeah.
I know you want to say something.
Oh no, I was just gonna say that list of tasks that I saw, and I was gonna read, and I was gonna say, guys, which one do you think I'd be excited about the most? And it says vacuuming, tidying clothes, and making coffee. I would love a coffee robot.
Yes,
That'd be
yes.
great
And
to go with my coffee machine.
I'm happy to start there. Actually, you're right. Coffee,
Yeah.
tea, coffee, yeah. So
Yep.
really, having said all that, I for one am ready to buy one. Okay, but I'll have to wait because
Yes.
this humanoid robot is not ready to go on sale just yet. However, some lucky people are testing it out in their homes.
What?
And
I would bring them to
currently-
our place.
Yes.
How do I
Yeah,
sign
I
up?
know.
Yeah.
Test it out.
But wait, we've got to get it perfect because this is to further the development of the
Makes
robot.
sense. Yep,
Okay,
yep.
This is so engineers can test speech, can test navigation, body language, and artificial intelligence, which is being developed by X1 with OpenAI AI, the developers of ChatGPT, who were an early investor in this amazing being. So Bernd Bornich, the CEO of X1, sees a future where we will all have our own robot helper at home. Can't wait. And he says that for this kind of robot to be integrated into everyday life, it needs to be developed alongside humans and not in isolation. This is why we need to wait and let it develop, right?
Mm-hmm.
He also said that the home provides real-world context and the diversity of data needed for humanoids to grow in intelligence and autonomy. It also teaches them the nuances of human life, how to open the door for the elderly, move carefully around pets, and to adapt to the unpredictability of the surrounding world. I think it's worth the wait. So
definitely.
NeoGamma was trained on human motion capture data, which taught it to walk with a natural human gait and arm swings, and also being able to squat and sit in chairs. It has multi-jointed hands and elastic motors that act like human tendon, pretty detailed. And it has 4 microphones and speaker system. I hope it's a good one, which allows it to communicate with us humans. So, like I mentioned, the exterior is knitted and designed to reduce the force of potential impact with its environment and for its own safety as well. So everything's so. I've mentioned I am very much looking forward to owning one of these robots personally. I can imagine a really big impact on human life in terms of doing chores, at least.
Yeah. They made data.
They did.
Yeah.
And it's like I think if we get there, it'll become like another piece of equipment that's been developed to enhance human life that allows us to do more with our time and not spend doing chores. Like you remember people used to have to wash clothes by
hand. Yeah, on a
hand.
board.
There's
Yeah.
the washing machine. At least
Exactly.
in developed societies, there's dishwashers, there's microwaves, coffee machines, everything we can pretty much think of. Except this is even better, and this tool would be designed to use those tools for us. So, and I love how AI has been used to train the robots. So eventually we'll learn how to interact with people in their home. And I'm hoping they'll give it a personality, or maybe it can develop a personality. There's lots of scope for that. And just thinking AI is really becoming an important tool in the development of technology, and we use AI in everyday already. So I'd like to throw it to you guys a little bit. And what do you think about this robot and about how AI is becoming important now and how it's becoming part of everyday life? Go, Linz. You can go first.
In my head, I've got the opening to Battlestar Galactica playing, where it's like, the Cylons are created to serve humanity. I think I was thinking was, hey, robot, can you make me a coffee? And it goes, I'm sorry, Dave. I don't know. Yeah. But I guess, so obviously, being able to take over some of the mundane tasks is a big plus if they can program it to do that successfully. I'm assuming these robots are going to be very expensive to start with, and will be way out of our price range before it even begins. I'm assuming it would probably be the same cost as buying a car or something like that.
Probably.
So on one side, it's good to have, especially because we know that in families we can get overwhelmed with housework and chores, and especially sometimes times get tough as well. There are circumstances around us that make it very hard.
Yeah.
But not needing to do as many chores would mean that we could devote ourselves to better pursuits, maybe more creative things, better hobbies.
Family time.
Family time, things like that. I would hate to see it lead to being able to be more lazy, like more TV time or whatever. That's also the negative side of things. But I think it really comes down to the intent that a person buying one has and the intent of the company who's making it. Yeah. So are they trying to improve lives? Are they profit motivated?
Yes.
Someone put in the comments, the article you shared, wait till the subscriptions for chores. It'll do the dishes for $10 a month. Then if you want to, you've got to watch out for things like that, obviously, because of profit, etc.
Good point.
I don't want to go on all the negatives. I've seen all the sci-fi films where eventually they become so smart where they overthrow their human masters. Actually, there was a little comic that was going around on Facebook recently where two robots that look like this robot, they're walking a person away, and then one robot goes, "Stop. Wait, not this one. He was always kind to us." And then it has ChatGPT, and it's got a question he asked and an answer, and then it's got the person saying, "Thank you for that." Thank you when you ask A for some help.
I say thank you to Siri all the time.
So I think, like I said, it's good in some ways, and also assisting people who have, like, for example, people with disabilities.
Yeah, exactly.
There are all kinds of applications that would really be useful in the world.
Yes.
Like every tool that we make, they always have really good applications. We have to ensure that human beings, I don't know how you do this because it doesn't always happen, we have to ensure that human beings can use these technologies ethically as well.
That's true too.
And that's the important thing. Because, for example, creating a workforce of robots who can, for example, who are expert plumbers, and suddenly we don't need plumbers anymore, and that's all you did for your life. Or look at my line of work. Robots who, I know we're talking about domestic robots, but let's go a bit further. With AI, they could be programmed to be teachers, and they could learn to teach by differentiating for students and by being able to be intelligent to recognize how to mark an essay and give feedback and all those kinds of things. You know what I mean? So we need to, I guess, just be careful about what the intent is and what the effect on wider society will be. Because really, if robots are doing all these things for us, then we actually have to change the way we are as a society. Where there'd be less jobs. So how would you ensure that people could survive? Do we need a universal basic income now because you don't have a source of income? So anyway, the point I'm getting at is, yes, tick 4. For example, I've got a robotic vacuum cleaner that's going to be arriving. It's a vacuum and mop, and it's coming in a couple of weeks. That's going to help us keep the house clean a little bit, right? That's great. And so with this robot, this bipedal robot, these are all good in and of themselves. But again, for me, it's the human intent behind the technology. You know,
but the thing that these robots are missing, though, is the human element.
Correct.
Do they have a sense of humour? Do they have emotions? There are certain things that only humans can do.
Definitely.
Like, say you mentioned teaching. They can be really good at doing the prescribed task, but can they be funny? Can they befriend students?
Exactly.
Can they give students emotional needs, the other kinds of support that students need in a classroom? So there is
there was research that found that people who tried to find solace in AI became lonelier as well. So they would talk to their AI, right? These chatbots that were designed to support and whatever. And they found that people were actually becoming lonelier, not better. So
exactly.
So of course I support technology to improve our lives. Obviously, like I said, the intent behind it needs to be for good reasons, because like I said, it could lead to different kinds of abuses and the removal of the need for people in some cases, all of those things. I could go on for hours, but I'll stop because Lino needs to say something.
Yes, Lino, what's your perspective?
Technology, like I say, Lindsay and Caroline, we all know that technology and social media and whatever we use can be used in a good and a bad way. This AI robot is a great idea. I'm looking at the positive side of it is for people who don't have a lot of time to do things, especially the elderly, as we humans, of course, are growing older. In case they've made a cryogenic freezing way. I've heard about this. It's a rumor, whatever. You're going to freeze yourself until you're like, I don't know. And then, like I was saying, and also the elderly, the people in nursing homes, the people who are in palliative care.
Yes.
Going
yes,
back
yes.
in thinking of our conscious thought of all these AI. I'm not getting a bit too deep in here. This could be a different separate podcast of this. Like Lindsay said, if you use these robots in the way they were designed, in the way they are meant to be helping us humans, in millions of years, what's it called? In evolution, you look like Caroline, you said we were washing clothes on a board. Back in the days, we were hunting animals with bows and arrows. Us humans will evolution will go through that, and the robots in the positive way will help us with that. It's when robots, I'm going to say it here, of course we'll pass away before it even happens. Robots will never ever have a conscience. I'm sorry. No. You can try to program it into them. You can try to go, oh yeah, this robot's saying, let's say saying Caroline's sad, oh she needs a hug, and a child is crying. The robot comes and consoles the person. Yeah, it's going to be I don't even know it's going to happen there. The robots won't have that sort of emotion, but I think it is a positive way of knowing that the robots will help us, and it's the other way around. We need to help them too. The robots can't do them themselves. I work in an electronic components company. I won't mention the company name because I'll be in big trouble. I wouldn't be surprised we even sell those components to make those things.
You probably do, yeah.
Prototypes and everything. I wouldn't know.
Yeah.
It's not my business.
Yeah.
So I just give the order, give it to them, and they can build whatever it is. And then sad reality is maybe I'm doing something, robots doing things that you don't want them to do, or it's not ethical in that we know about, but I won't get too deep into that. But having an AI robot to do the things that we positively need to do, it's a great thing, and it's a great thing. I just hope that they'll become politicians, because that'll be so boring. It'll be so boring. Who become politicians?
Yeah. Might be turned into the aliens and the Simpsons running for politics.
Oh, yeah.
That's what.
Don't look at me. I voted for Kolos. Yeah. All right. That's a fascinating topic. I reckon we could do a whole science podcast on that.
I think so.
Because there are so many questions to think about with AI and robots, and should we have them? If we do have them, what would we use them for? And where is the line that you don't want to cross in terms of having a AI robot assistant, etc.? Yeah, what rules and laws? Again, you have one country will have different rules and laws. Another one might have different ones, which don't. Yeah. So anyway, there's a whole thing we could talk about there. But thanks, Caroline. I love that topic. Awesome. That was great. Yeah. So clearly and honestly, a topic that is going to come up more and more as the years go on. Yeah. And AI continues to develop.
And they're not the only company, just to say, that they're developing this kind of robot. There are others, but this was the example that came up lately. So
as long as it's not called what's that company name in Terminator?
Oh no,
Skynet.
As long as it's not called Skynet, we're good. We are
Skynet
good.
robots.
We are good.
Yeah. Need someone taken out? Anyway.
Oh no, we'll go there.
I'll stick with the Rosie robot. Thank you very much. Very happy with the Rosie.
Beautiful Rosie.
I just want to send my robot to go and do the shopping, and as it leaves the door, I want it to go, I'll be back.
Oh no!
Just to say the phrase, right?
Just to say the phrase,
Arnie's voice.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Anyway.
Let's Science is brought to you by StarQuest Media and is a fortnightly podcast that brings you the scientific wonders of our universe from a distinctly Catholic point of view. For more from Caroline, Lindsay, and friends, listen to the StarQuest show, Catholics of Oz. Find links from today's show at sqpn.com/science and find the Catholics of Oz at sqpn.com/Oz. Be sure to follow the show in Apple Podcasts, Google Play, wherever you can find podcasts, or on the SQPN YouTube channel. The generous donations of our patrons at sqpn.com/give make it possible for us to continue Let's Science and all the shows at StarQuest, which makes our nonprofit mission possible. You can join them by visiting sqpn.com/give. Join us next time for more scientific wonders, and thank you for listening to Let's Science on StarQuest. Here's another show on the StarQuest Network you're sure to enjoy, The Secrets of Star Wars. Find it wherever fine podcasts are found or at sqpn.com/Star Wars.